You will not believe what just happened on SmackDown. The wrestling world is in absolute chaos right now. And if you're not watching this video, you're missing the biggest story that could reshape the entire landscape of professional wrestling. Jon Moxley, back in WWE, confronting Bron Breakker? This isn't a drill, people. This is real, and it's absolutely insane. Before we break this down, let me say something that's going to make a lot of you angry right now. WWE has been wasting Bron Breakker for months. There, I said it. This man is the son of Rex Steiner, nephew of Scott Steiner, and he's been treated like just another guy on the roster when he should be main eventing WrestleMania. And you know what? The fact that it took Jon Moxley's return to finally give Breakker a meaningful storyline proves exactly what I'm saying. But here's where it gets even more controversial. Some of you are going to hate me for this, but Jon Moxley returning to WWE, it feels like a desperate move. It feels like someone panicked when ratings started slipping, picked up the phone, and said, "Get me Moxley." Am I wrong? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, because this conversation is about to get heated. Let me paint the picture for you. SmackDown is rolling along. Bron Breakker just demolished his opponent in typical Steiner fashion. The man is standing in the ring, microphone in hand, and he's cutting a promo about how there's nobody left in WWE who can challenge him. He's calling out Roman Reigns. He's calling out Cody Rhodes. He's saying he's the real top dog of WWE. And then, the lights go out. That familiar, gritty music hits. The crowd erupts. I'm talking about the kind of pop that shakes the entire arena. People are jumping out of their seats. They're screaming. They can't believe what they're seeing. Jon Moxley walks out onto that stage with a purpose. Not the Dean Ambrose character WWE tried to mold him into. Not the watered-down version we saw years ago. This is the Jon Moxley who became the face of AEW, the man who went to New Japan and tore the house down, the unhinged, unpredictable, absolute lunatic who doesn't care about corporate suits or scripted promos. And the look on Bron Breakker's face? Priceless. You can see it in his eyes. He knows who Moxley is. He knows what he's capable of. And for the first time in months, Bron Breakker looks like he might have bitten off more than he can chew. Moxley doesn't waste time with fancy entrances or theatrical gestures. He marches straight down that ramp, rolls into the ring, and gets face to face with Breakker. The tension is so thick, you could cut it with a knife. Moxley grabs the microphone, and here's what makes this so different from every other WWE return. He doesn't play to the crowd. He doesn't crack jokes. He doesn't do the whole "it's good to be back" routine. Instead, he looks Breakker dead in the eyes and says something that sent chills down my spine. "You think you're a dog, kid? I've been fighting wolves while you've been playing dress-up in a company that forgot what real wrestling looks like." Now, whether you love WWE or you love AEW, you cannot deny that line was absolutely brutal. And this is where things get interesting from a storytelling perspective. Bron Breakker doesn't back down. Credit where credit is due. This man is the real deal, and he fires right back. He tells Moxley that this isn't 2019 anymore. He says the WWE locker room has evolved, and if Moxley thinks he can just waltz back in and take what Breakker has been building, he's got another thing coming. The two men are nose to nose. The crowd is chanting, "This is awesome!" Security rushes the ring because you can feel that at any moment, these two are going to explode. And just when you think they're going to start throwing hands, Triple H's music hits. The chief content officer walks out, and he's got that signature smirk on his face. He gets in the ring, stands between both men, and makes an announcement that changes everything. At the next premium live event, it's going to be Jon Moxley versus Bron Breakker in a no disqualification match. All right, let's break down why this is absolutely massive for multiple reasons. First, Jon Moxley returning to WWE represents a seismic shift in the wrestling industry. For years, there was this unspoken rule that once you left WWE for AEW, that bridge was burned. Cody Rhodes came back and proved that wrong. Now Moxley is back, and it opens the door for so many possibilities. Does this mean we could see other AEW stars make the jump? What does this mean for the so-called forbidden door? Second, this is exactly what Bron Breakker needed. Look, I've been critical of WWE's booking of Breakker, but this is how you create a star. You don't just have him beat mid-card guys every week. You put him in the ring with a legitimate, proven main event talent like Jon Moxley. Win or lose, Breakker is going to benefit enormously from this feud. Third, and this is the part that's going to get controversial again, this raises serious questions about AEW. If Jon Moxley, one of the pillars of that company, is now back in WWE, what does that say about AEW's current state? Are we about to see a mass exodus? Is Tony Khan losing his gripe on his roster? The politics behind this move are absolutely fascinating. Fourth, from a pure wrestling perspective, this match is going to be violent. We're talking about two men who have no problem bleeding, taking insane bumps, and pushing the limits of what's acceptable on television. A no disqualification match between these two? It's going to be absolute chaos, and I am here for it. Now, I have to address what happened on social media after this segment because it's been wild. The wrestling Twitter community absolutely exploded. You've got the WWE faithful celebrating Moxley's return. You've got the AEW loyalists feeling betrayed. You've got people saying this is the best thing to happen to WWE in years. And you've got others saying it's a desperate ratings grab. Dave Meltzer reported that this deal has been in the works for months, which makes sense given the logistics involved. But here's what's interesting. Apparently, this wasn't Moxley crawling back to WWE. According to multiple sources, WWE offered him complete creative control over his character and his promos. They basically told him, come back and be you, not Dean Ambrose, you. And if that's true, that's a game changer. That means Triple H has learned from the mistakes of the past. It means WWE is finally willing to let these incredibly talented performers have a voice in how they're presented. This could signal a new era for the company. But not everyone is happy about this. Some AEW wrestlers took subtle shots on social media. MJF tweeted something cryptic about rats jumping from sinking ships, which was later deleted. Chris Jericho posted a vague statement about loyalty. The locker room dynamics in both companies are going to be absolutely fascinating over the coming weeks. So where do we go from here? Let me give you my predictions, and I want you to tell me in the comments if you think I'm right or completely off base. Prediction 1. Jon Moxley wins the match against Bron Breakker, but just barely. Breakker looks like $1,000,000 in defeat, proving he belongs on this level. This sets up a long-term feud between the two that could stretch all the way to WrestleMania season. Prediction 2. We're going to see other former WWE stars who went to AEW start making their way back. I'm not saying everyone, but don't be surprised if we see some familiar faces showing up over the next few months. The landscape is shifting, folks. Prediction 3. This is going to lead to an interpromotional angle. Now, hear me out on this one. What if WWE actually work together on this? What if Moxley becomes a bridge between both companies? It sounds crazy, but remember, we live in an era where anything is possible. Triple H and Tony Khan having a working relationship could be incredible for the business. Prediction 4. Bron Breakker is going to turn mega heel after this loss. He's going to blame Triple H for bringing Moxley in. He's going to say WWE management doesn't believe in him. And that's going to launch him into the main event scene where he absolutely belongs. But here's the thing that has me most exciting. This storyline feels real. It doesn't feel like typical WWE corporate speak. It doesn't feel overproduced and sanitized. It feels raw. It feels authentic. And that is what wrestling needs right now. Let's zoom out for a second and look at what this means for the wrestling industry as a whole. For years, we've had this tribal warfare between WWE fans and AEW fans, people picking sides like it's a sports team. But what if stories like this start breaking down those walls? What if wrestlers can move between promotions freely, creating dream matches and unexpected moments? Jon Moxley returning to WWE isn't just about one man or one match. It's about the evolution of the entire industry. It's about breaking down barriers that have existed for decades. It's about putting the wrestling first and the politics second. And honestly, that's beautiful. Because at the end of the day, we're all wrestling fans. We all want to see great matches, compelling stories, and moments that make us jump out of our seats. Whether it happens in WWE, AEW, New Japan, Impact, or anywhere else, that is what matters. So there you have it, Wrestle Scope family. Jon Moxley is back in WWE, he's confronted Bron Breakker, we're getting a no disqualification match at the next premium live event, and the wrestling world may never be the same. But now I want to hear from you. Are you excited about Moxley's return, or do you think it's a mistake? Do you think Bron Breakker's going to win, or is Moxley taking this one? And most importantly, what does this mean for the future of professional wrestling? Drop all your thoughts, predictions, and hot takes in the comment section below. And listen, if you're not subscribed to Wrestle Scope yet, what are you waiting for? We're bringing you the latest wrestling news, the hottest takes, and the most in-depth analysis anywhere on YouTube. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. Destroy that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Share this video with every wrestling fan you know, because trust me, they need to see this. This is the beginning of something huge, and you don't want to miss a single moment. I'll catch you in the next video where we'll be breaking down all the fallout from this insane segment. Until then, keep watching, keep commenting, and remember, in wrestling, anything can happen. This is Wrestle Scope, and we'll see you next time.